Hey rail fans and model railroaders, welcome back to another episode of Getting Back on Track with Steve
and Roxy. Last week we got our bridge all weathered up, printed some parts to get ready for our tunnels, and waited for our bridge track to arrive.
Well, the good news is we finally received those bridge track pieces, so we're going to go ahead and get those weathered up, get them fixed to our bridge, and then we can start laying some cork roadbed, running us on that outer loop all the way over to the swing bridge. So why don't we head on over to the layout and let's get this work done. So the first order of business is we need to make a mark out where we're going to lay the cork. We need to know the center line of the cork so it matches up from the bridge truss track to the center line of the tracks we laid back by the far curve. We did this using the cork itself and a Sharpie. Then we marked out our lines from the truss bridge to the swing bridge. Then, starting at the swing bridge, we applied white glue to the foam, spread it around, and started laying in the cork. Here we also applied cork to accommodate a turnout on this outer loop as we planned for a future expansion for a rail yard. This line will pass through the backdrop around behind, and we'll put in a rail yard back off the scene. We're also laying the cork for the second line on the upper level. Next, Roxy is going to repeat the process from the truss bridge back to the join up with our laid-in track at the far corner. Again, we're using a white glue directly to the foam, spreading it around, laying the cork, putting in the pins. She also makes sure to use plenty of push pins to ensure that our cork dries and remains flat and in place. After it dries, we remove all the pins and move into the bridge track. First, we measure the width of the beams on the bridge and the track to determine the placement. We also check clearances with rolling stock. Once satisfied, I use silicone caulk to set the track into place on the bridge. I used a toothpick and carefully dabbed it into areas to ensure that I didn't make a big mess, and it should be enough to hold the track in place. Now, after I measure and mark the bridge shoe locations, I can place our 3D printed piers in place and get ready for the next phase of the build. So there you go. We took and we got into our programming. We created some 3D printed piers to set our bridge on, weathered up our bridge track, fixed it to our truss bridge, and got it set into place. Now it looks great. The next thing we did was get our cork roadbed laid out. All along that upper level, we did the outer loop all the way to the swing bridge, and we started on the inner loop on that upper level back over to the truss.
So next week, we'll get in there, we'll lay the rest of the track out to the swing bridge, and then figure out how we're going to make everything connect up across the swing bridge on the upper level.
That's going to be the challenge.
It is.
So I'm looking forward to it. But we're getting closer and closer to having a complete loop that we can actually run a train all the way around the layout.
That's going to be exciting.
It will. So in the meantime, you guys have a good time running your trains, working on your layouts.
Make sure you hit that bell so you're notified of our next video.
Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here on Getting Back on Track with Steve
And Roxy.
Bye
Bye,
all.
guys.